Okay, welcome everyone. Kevin LaRocca here with Bonnie Pro Strategies. This is going to be a recap for the week of July 5th, 2019. This was a holiday week. We didn't have a whole lot of trading sessions, but what we did make the best of it. And let's go through each one of these days because this was kind of a different week than what we normally see. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But first, if you've been watching any of my videos, you do know that Sundays are my favorite night to trade. I always suggest, if you're new to trading or you only have one night a week, Sunday nights are going to be the night to trade. Because you have the action isn't as, you don't have as much volatility at night, and it does seem to move smoother. And also the spreads are tighter on the strike prices. All those things play into making it a little bit easier to get on the right side of these markets and end up having a nice night. And tonight really didn't disappoint me. Now, I did only trade just a few signals tonight. My biggest lot size was only 2. But I did have several really good setups, and I took those. And all of the trades that I made, in fact, not only tonight, but all week, none were crystal ball trades. They were all based off of my core strategy, which I teach all my subscribers. There's 4 basic patterns that I use, and I stayed with the strongest pattern. There is one particular pattern that's extremely strong, and I traded just that pattern. And I'll show you those on the charts in just a minute. You can take a look at how we did on Friday with those setups. But nonetheless, Friday nights, once again, are always fantastic. Always suggest, if you only have one night a week, or if you can trade more, don't ever ignore Sunday's nights. Just great nights. Monday morning, had good EOM all day. Had a really strong day. Once again, all core trades, no crystal ball trades. All the 4 main pairs that I trade, there's a total of 7 that's offered by NADEX. I have my 4 main ones. All of those were just hitting all day long. Not only did I trade my strongest pattern, but I was also trading all 4 patterns. And it just seems like everything was hitting. And so I can tell if the day's not going well, if I'm using anything but the strongest patterns and I'm not making money, then it tells me the markets are probably choppy. And the idea is for me to cut back, stick with my strongest patterns, and go from there. So the question is, why don't I just trade my strongest pattern? Is because I know that these patterns work. I know I can build a really nice base trading all the patterns, and then typically what I do is I come in on the strongest ones and hit some size to really get my days going. So I try to really keep my the strongest trades or the strongest pattern to put in size on. So that's kind of why I trade all my patterns, because they all work. Some are stronger than others, but they all do work. So I always start the day trading single lots and always trading pretty much every single pattern, unless the markets are extremely choppy, then I'll cut back. Okay, so Monday night, not a really strong night tonight. Overall, I still had some really good setups. I only made a total of 8 trades. Didn't do any size. So, I mean, considering 8 trades, no size, 279, that's not a bad night. I mean, that's a pretty good night, because obviously when you trade size, you also you're exposing yourself to greater risk. So, to be able to and this is what I like to do. I really like to build a base. So if I do size and I get hit, then it cushions my loss. And we'll talk about that coming up here on Wednesday. Tuesday morning started off choppy pretty much all day long. Only had just a few really good setups. Definitely took advantage of those. And was really my strongest signals that ended up putting me green for the day, because I was kind of up and down all day long, which is not unusual. Some of my students, the students that only trade the strongest signals, tend to do better on some of these days than I do, but I like to trade all the signals. That's why I am a little bit more aggressive trader than most. But my patterns are really designed to give you, if you want more action, you can trade all of them if you want to be a little bit more conservative. Or if you want to do, like I do, trade small lots and then do some size on the stronger trades, you can do that as well. That's what I do, but I certainly don't suggest you start off like that. Tuesday night, man, best night. I mean, tonight everything was kicking in. All 4 patterns, all 7 of the pairs that are offered by NADEX was hitting tonight. So when it's hitting, I'm going to hit it too. So I'm going to hit it hard, and I did, and ended up just having a crazy good night. Very unusual to do that kind of money at night. Typically, I see that during the day. But recently, I've been having some really great nights. Nights have been really making my whole week. So, but once again, I've always loved night trading. It's a little bit easier to trade, but when the markets are hot at night and you're trading at night, wow, I mean, it's just the best. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better than that. So Tuesday night, what an awesome night. Okay, now Wednesday morning actually started off kind of choppy. I mean, I was green, I was red. I was trading a little bit of everything because really, I think in the back of my mind, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be like another Tuesday night, Also, I was thinking, typically, when we go into a holiday like this, typically the day before, we can have some really strong action. So I probably hit a little bit harder. What I didn't realize is that they closed at 12 o'clock. So they shut NADEX down at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So I didn't have any time to make up for my losses. And that's why it's important. This is a very important thing to know about trading. If you want to make money NADEX and do it on a daily basis, you've got to trade the 5 minutes. You've got to have opportunity. If you don't have opportunity, you're only going to have, if you're trading hours or weeklies or dailies, you're only going to have 1 or 2 really good setups or opportunities a day. And if you take a loss on one of those or 2 trades, then it may take you days before you can go back into the green. That's not the way I like to trade. To me, trading is like going to work and getting a paycheck. I want to get paid every day. So I think the only way to do it is to do it on the 5 minutes. Also, you're going to know that most successful stock traders that do well, they're day traders. There's a reason for that. Because you want to be able to make money every day, and obviously being a day trader gives you a lot more opportunities. In the case with NADEX, your best opportunity is going to be 5 minutes. Plus, you've got 5 minutes all day long, 24, 5. And so if all you can do is trade in the middle of the night, and that's awesome. You can't do that with the hourlies, okay? It's just not something that's going to work for you, or the 20 minutes. So anyway, 5 minutes are definitely the way to go. So in this case, didn't have enough time. I know had I had enough time, I would probably bring this loss either back down to a small loss or put me into the green. I mean, because I know how these markets work. I definitely would have come back Wednesday night and hit it pretty hard, but just didn't work out, so that's the way it was. Obviously, Thursday, 4th of July, no trading. Friday, I really didn't plan on coming in and doing any trading on Friday. Now, my chat room was closed Thursday. Obviously, no trades Wednesday night. I shut the chat room down on Friday. I woke up, looked at the markets, and I'll tell you, I mean, the EOM was just incredible across all 7 pairs. And I just couldn't avoid it. I did jump in, and man, what a great day. It ended up certainly covering my loss on Wednesday, but the most important thing is that the EOM was great all day long, and I also just stuck, because it was a Friday and I was a little concerned. I'm always concerned about Fridays because it can be kind of iffy. Only stuck to my strong patterns, but I did do some size on those patterns, and everything was just hitting. So awesome day, just awesome day. Now, going over here to, I've been tracking what is my first trade of the day. For each session, is my first trade a winner or is it a loser? This week, not so good on the first trades. 57%, still better than 50%, but nonetheless, I mean, it's decent, but I like to be up into at least the 90 range on coming out of the gate with my first trades. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I do not suggest you trade like I trade. I trade all day long because I'm in the chat room and I'm demonstrating and making trades because I want people to see, how I'm picking my trades, what my premium is that I'm getting for the trades. They know how I get out. I always stay to the close. I don't get out early. You can't make money getting out early. You've got to stay to the close. You got to capture premium. And nonetheless, I mean, so yeah, I like to come in where I used to trade before I opened a chat room is I'd come in with an objective first thing in the morning. Sometimes I'd hit it on the very first trade. Sometimes it takes me 30 minutes. Sometimes it takes me an hour. I think that's a smarter way to trade. Come in with an objective, hit your objective, and get out. You don't have to trade all day. If you want to trade all day, then maybe move over to a demo account or practice on paper, do whatever you want to do. But I wouldn't expose your live account to trading all day long. You can once you get a lot of experience, but as a beginning trader or somebody that's I have a lot of experience or you're not real comfortable with my or any strategy, always suggest that you come in with an objective and make it your day. So anyway, still, you know, $3,300. What's interesting is to look back, you know, last week, and I traded twice this amount. And this is typically I'm going to do about 20, 30 trades a day or per session. So last week I did double that. So I made a little bit over 3,000 last week, and I made that just doing half as many trades. So I think it was very good, very strong week. So anyway, nonetheless, if you like these videos, please give me a thumbs up so I know that you want me to continue doing these. Please subscribe. I'm going to be sending out some more educational videos, whether you trade my approach or you trade another approach. I think you're going to find this information beneficial to help you with your trading. If you trade IQ, if you're, I have a lot of people that trade overseas, they trade IQ options. This works with IQ options. I've tried it. I'm getting ready to release some videos on that. I mean, it works. It's just going to work in anything because these patterns are they display themselves in everything, whether it be commodities or stocks or whatever. I mean, these are really just, these are real strong. I call them behavioral patterns. They're just really strong patterns, okay? It's just, it gives us an insight on what people are thinking and what, most importantly, what they're going to do next. And it just works awesome on the 5-minute charts. So anyway, also stay tuned if you're interested in me teaching you how I do this. I have 2 packages. Everything that you saw this week and for the prior weeks comes with the core package. It's not the crystal ball. Okay, this is I'm making these trades based on the core strategy, and there's 4 main patterns. I'm getting ready to expose a 5th pattern. I'm going to start sharing that with everybody as well. And also watch my free video. A lot of people want to trade, you know, the FT100s, and that's, you know, they give you hourly. If that's all you want to trade, I've got a really cool pattern that I'm going to share with everybody. I personally don't trade a lot of that because I can do so much better with 5 minutes. But I'll put it out there for everybody. It has a 70% win rate. It's really kind of cool how it works. I wouldn't trade just this particular pattern that I'm going to release. I would put something on top of it. But I think that I think it's something you guys are really going to enjoy. So make sure that you go to my website, get on my email list so I can keep up to date on all that. Also, I send out a weekly report. So if you get on my email list, I only send out 2 emails a week, so I'm not going to hit you with a bunch of emails. Get on that. I'll make sure that that you keep updated with everything. As always, any questions, comments, please leave them below. Go to my website. You can chat with me. Whatever you need to do, I'm here to answer your questions. And I want to make sure that you guys are successful, okay? I've been doing this for over 35 years. You know, my time is limited in how much more I'm going to be trading. So why not help other people on how to do it? And this, I promise you, you won't see anything like the way I trade. This is unique. No indicators on my charts. No moving averages, stochastic, Bollinger Bands. I'm not looking at head and shoulder patterns. I'm not looking at candlestick patterns, whether it's a engulfing pattern or any of that. None of that. These are all unique patterns. Okay, and I did promise, I think I said that I'd show you a little bit of Friday's action. This is Friday's action. This is what you see when you come on board. Of course, I have all 7 of them up. And what I do is I plot and I show you where the strongest ones are. Anything in blue here means that is my strongest, the strongest pattern. Okay, that's where I want to either trade those or do size. That's actually was not a sell there. This cell should actually, this blue should actually be right over here. But anyway, that is, and then the reds and the greens are my secondary, thirds, and fourths patterns. They're not as strong as the blues, but when the market's hot and we have good EOM like we had on Friday, you know, I would consider taking those. I didn't. I took all the blues. That's what I did. On Friday, I stuck to the blues. I didn't do anything else because I'm always nervous, a little nervous on Fridays because it can start off great and just totally die, and then you think, oh, it's going to come back, and it never comes back. So in this case, EOM was hot all day, so it was a pretty easy day to trade, and certainly a very profitable day. But anyway, so that's what you see when you sign up. I do share my charts. You do come into the chat room. I do plot these so and I explain what the pattern is, you know, how I'm going to trade it, what strike price I'm picking, where I'm buying or selling, how much premium I'm getting for my strike, and whether the trade was a winner or loser, I'll let you know, because I stay to the end. So whatever happens once I'm in, happens. I'm not getting out early. I'm not, you know, if I'm ahead, I'm not getting out early. If I'm behind, I'm not getting out early. That doesn't work. You're going to get chopped up like that. I don't know how people do that, but you can't trade like that. It's just long term, you're just not going to come out ahead. So anyway, that's it. I'll be back next week for my next weekly recap. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a great week. Take care. Okay, so if you're interested in learning exactly how I do this, I do offer 2 different packages. And the way this is set up is that if you want to learn about the core strategy package, now that isn't going to include all the videos. You're going to get full access to all my training videos and educational material. You're going to get full disclosure of the core strategy, which I use a lot, particularly the single and double continuation patterns. The majority of all the results that you see on my daily returns is going to be based off of those 2 patterns, okay? I also do trade the delta pattern, and I also will show you how to use the nibble strategy. The nibble strategy is designed to catch very short-term trades, and I'll show you exactly how to use that in combination with some of the other core patterns. Also, how to transition from demo to a live account. This is very important. That video is also included. As you know, it's also available on YouTube for free. But how to transition from a demo to a live account is very important. Something you need to watch. Don't just jump in and start trading in a live account. You want to learn the strategy, and you want to make sure that you're profitable. I'd say at least 9 out of every 10 days. And then when you get ready to transition to a live account, please watch the video, because there's some really good steps on how to make that transition. Also, when you purchase the package, you're going to get a 1-hour personal training with me. So you and I will do a one-on-one, and I'll make sure that you fully understand everything and how it works. Now, this package is designed to pretty much purchase and go if you'd wish. You can purchase, watch everything, and go out and trade on your own. Now, if you want to learn about the core strategy, plus the crystal ball, basically you're getting everything in here. You're getting the core strategy, but you're also going to get you're going to learn the crystal ball method. That's something that's available. That's a video that is not available online. That's something you and I will once again sit down and go through and make sure you fully understand it. Now, if you decide that you want to go just with the core strategy and learn the crystal ball at some point, I'll just charge you the difference between the core strategy price and then the full price that includes the crystal ball. So I'll just charge you the difference between the 2. Okay, so these are designed to basically purchase, learn them, and then go and do your own trading and so forth. Now, if you wish to join me live as I trade live every day, which I highly suggest, because what I do is I also, not only do I share my charts, but I show you where I'm getting in, where I'm getting out, what strike, what price, why I'm doing it, what I'm seeing in the market. It's well worth it, and that's only going to be $50, okay? So if you want to, once again, if you just want to learn things on your own, you can purchase the package and move on. If you want to learn the package and then also join my live trading room, chat room, then that's just $50 a month, and that's $50 reoccurring as long as you want to stay. There's no time limit, so if you want to stay 2 months, 3 months, a year, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just $50 a month. Okay, so if you're interested, you want to go to binaryprostrategies.com, and in there under Join Now, you're click on that little button. It'll pop up. You'll see this, and you can go ahead and purchase one of these 2 packages, and or if you're a reoccurring member, you can go ahead and join the monthly if you're not already part of the chat room. So any questions, as always, you can always get a hold of me by going to the website. My phone number's there, email address, and so forth. So if you like to do that, feel free to give me a call. I'll be glad to answer any of your questions before you make a decision. But everything I teach is fully disclosed. I'm not holding anything back. I am here to educate. I'm not a signal provider. That doesn't do you any good by me just giving you my signals. I'm here to teach you how I see the signals, and I want you to learn them as well and be able to identify them as well as I do. And then, this way you are free to trade on your own. You don't need me around all the time. But for those that like to stay in the chat room and trade with us live every day, that's always an option as well. So that's it. Thanks once again for watching my video, and you'll have a great day.